Everybody needs a buddy. Even these guys. In the world of gardening, having a plant buddy is known as companion planting. That is, the growing and planting of different crops in close proximity for mutual benefit. Garlic is an excellent companion planter for several reasons, which we'll discuss here today. As well, let's go over my top 5 crops that you can companion plant garlic with right in your own backyard. Now, there's a few plants that these guys don't get along with, and hey, we're going to cover those guys as well. So let's get started. Companion planting is defined as the intergrowing of crops to the benefit of all plants involved. Benefits can include pest control, increased pollination, and maximizing the use of your space. Garlic is a great buddy to have in the garden as it actually deters quite a few pests. On top of that, garlic plants accumulate sulfur, which in our soil is actually a natural fungicide. And grown in enough quantities, garlic can even deter large garden pests such as deer and rabbits. When I think of companion planting my garlic, I usually base it on the time of year that I plant. Sure, garlic crosses paths with things like tomatoes and peppers and other summer vegetables, but when I plant out those summer crops, I consider that more succession gardening rather than a true companion planting. Companion planting garlic is simple. It can be done in any order, meaning it or the other crop involved can be planted first or at the same time. The biggest issue when companion planting garlic is that the spacing rules still apply. That is, you want a minimum of 4 inches of space between the garlic itself, the sides of your bed, and any of the other plants in the vicinity. If you've never planted garlic before, or it's been a few years since you've grown it, I've got a few videos up here that can walk you through the process. But for the purpose of today's video, let's do a quick refresher on how you plant garlic. Garlic bulbs are grown from the individual cloves of the previously harvested crop. They're planted in early fall, around 1 inch deep, with a minimum spacing of 4 inches. The garlic cloves may or may not sprout before true winter hits. The real focus here is on root development. Harvesting happens as the green shoots turn yellow and begin to fail, usually around early to mid-summer of the next year. The bulbs are then dried and set for storage, starting the process all over again that fall. So now that we know the benefits of companion planting garlic, as well how to actually plant the stuff, let's turn our focus to the top 5 plants that you can companion plant garlic with right in your garden. Starting in at number 5, we have spinach. Spinach makes a great companion plant for garlic in that it is usually seeded in defined rows, making the spacing super easy. This, coupled with the fact that spinach won't compete with garlic for either root or shoot space, makes it an ideal planting buddy. Number 4 on our list of garlic companion plants is kale. Kale is a huge leafy brassica with a relatively vertical root structure. This makes for a great crop to grow alongside garlic, and their timelines match up almost perfectly. One thing to be aware of, however, is shading from the kale. If your kale makes it through the winter to the next spring, it could be possible that the large leaves of the kale could actually shade out your garlic crop. Make sure that if you're in the northern hemisphere, that you plant your kale on the north side of your garlic rows. Opposite if you live in the southern hemisphere. This way, no matter how big your kale grows, it won't block your garlic from the sun. Companion plant number 3 is broccoli. Another brassica, broccoli makes an excellent garlic buddy. Green brassicas like broccoli are often a haven for pests such as aphids. Companion planting with garlic is a great organic way to combat these guys as a natural deterrent. Number 2 on our list is carrots. Although technically both root crops, carrots tend to grow almost entirely vertically downward. So they're not really true competition for space. Carrots can be sown on either side of garlic rows without fear of being shaded out. You know, either plant really, with carrots maxing out at 18 inches in height and garlic being a fairly thin leaf crop to begin with. And last but not least are radishes. You know, much like the carrots, it or the garlic can be sown on either side of each other without any real competition for light. Radishes are also similar to carrots in that they're both quick crops. They can likely be sown and harvested many times throughout the life cycle of one garlic crop. Just keep observing your spacing rules and you'll do just fine planting these guys together. In other words, don't plant them like I've done here. While garlic really does get along with most crops and can be considered a ninja when it comes to companion planting, there are a few crops that aren't in the same friend group. Here's a list of common plants that garlic is known to actually stunt growth and should not be grown in the same vicinity. I would take it a step further and also don't plant these crops directly in the same spot as recently harvested garlic. But outside of those guys, you know, garlic really does get along with most other plants. Companion planting is sometimes considered next level gardening, often thought to require some learned skill or master experience obtained through years of practice. It really isn't. I encourage you to companion plant your crops wherever possible and treat your garden as a living ecosystem rather than siloed groups of plants trying to avoid each other. Hey, if you've got any other garlic growing tips that you'd like to share with the community, throw it in the comments down below. Also, if any of you are on Facebook, head on over and join our gardening group called Growing Better. The group has grown phenomenally fast, yet it will never lose its sense of community or its welcoming feel. If you're passionate about growing epic organic fruits, herbs, and veggies for you and your family, the Growing Better group is a great place to hang out, share, learn, and grow. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you're getting value in this and the other series that I'm doing on YouTube, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you'd be so kind, and I'll see you in the next video.